The slide and decay to the desperate rock bottom approaching insanity and death caused by drug addiction. Certainly not a new story in our culture, been told in so many different mediums, but I'm not sure of anyone who has done it better. The cinematography, the story, everything about the production, the acting, everything about it pulls you in and pulls you down with it. This is 2000 Requiem for a Dream. Ellen Burstyn, Jared Leto, Jennifer Connelly, Marlon Wayans, Christopher McDonald from Star Trek The Next Generation. I'm sure he did other things too, but all of us nerds will know him from there. The story of Requiem for a Dream is not your typical drug addiction sort of story, and at the same time, it is. It's sort of one of those drugs are bad, okay, storylines. Culturally, there's some that really stand out well in doing this. My personal favorite is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. That because I'm in recovery, and part of what we do in recovery is talk about the whole picture, what it was like, what happened, and what it is like now. All of the fun, amusing, happy glimpses of things in Fear and Loathing are offset, of course, by the horrific, grotesque way that they behave and the literal filth that they wallow in. It's more of a holistic, if you will, look at that lifestyle. Leaving Las Vegas with Nicolas Cage is a brilliant look at the very end of the cycle of a guy who goes to Vegas to die and he consumes. With Requiem for a Dream, we get the insidiousness of drug addiction. And it's really clever, really how they do it. Not only do Jared Leto and his good friend, played by Marlon Wayans, and Jennifer Connelly, his girlfriend, not only are they into this drug culture, but we don't see a steady and immediate decline. We see that Jared Leto, they are in no good shape at the beginning of the film, stealing mother's TV to get a few bucks just to get high. But they're aware of themselves enough to know that this is not working out for them and that there are better options. They decide to move up into resale of narcotics. Now that may seem like obviously it's a very dangerous step, business-wise, safety-wise, drug-wise, and yet what we do actually see that at the beginning of the film, they're at this level and they seem like they improve their life quite a bit, but then how quickly it crashes down. And so this is the key. It's not as easy as perfect life, insert drugs, down you go. It doesn't give us any evidence that they had a great life. With having Jared Leto's dad has passed away from before the beginning of the film. There's a lot of unhappiness, a lot of loneliness. There's a lot of stuff going on. And then you add the drugs. But once they start selling the drugs and they're making a decent income, he helps his girlfriend open a business so she's going to sell her stuff. There's the beginning of this dream that they will make enough money to get themselves set up to basically do legitimate stuff and, keep earning enough to feed their habit. And at some point, it seems like they've bumped in to where, because they have the resources to keep getting the drugs, they have the illusion of being functional. When you're not stealing mom's TV every other day to buy dope to get through, when you've got a business and you're setting things into motion and making a profit and putting money in a little box hidden in the closet because, a shoe box because you're dealing drugs, but their life markedly improves before it goes and immediately crashes and burns. And this is the precariousness of this life. They go into it full on, not just using it, but dealing it. And when a turf war breaks out between the Italians and the blacks, the supply is cut off. Everybody starts to go into withdrawal. And because they're users, not just sellers, because they are addicted, all of the desperation of trying to find the drug, how it affects them, their behavior, their interaction with each other, and ultimately just spirals them down into this depths of despair to where it's not even clear whether the characters are all going to live by the end of the film to get through it or not, which, of course, are they going to? Watching characters decline from setting up their own business to literally trading her body for drugs just to get through, presumably enough till the next weekend when she does it again at this sort of sex party, leaving Marlon Wayans in prison. What looks like he's been on a work gang, and there he is thinking about his mom at the end, and Jared Leto's character losing his arm. And they said he wouldn't live a week, it was their estimate, but we aren't given an update on that after they cut the arm off. Is that still true? Is he going to make it to go to rehab, or is that just preliminary to the gangrene or whatever spreading through his whole body and doing him in? It really is a sad, distressing look at the whole situation. Getting the added benefit of Ellen Burstyn playing the mother, being that she's lonely, she dreams of being on TV, and again, the dream in each aspect, there's a dream and a requiem for it. But in her desperation to lose weight, she's on all of the pills. She goes on the diet pills, the uppers and the downers and all of that stuff, and her chattering teeth and her refrigerator going berserk, and how this is so well done, and it's a key part of the movie. It's not just young people messing around with drugs and it gets out of hand. It's not dumb kids should have listened to their parents. How easily Ellen Burstyn as the mother gets pulled into this whole drug culture because of a disreputable doctor who's willing to keep handing her these pills for diet purposes. They do a really great job of how he never even looks at her during a medical appointment. Not only not examine her, he walks in, looks at his pad, scribbles a few notes, talks to her a little bit, but he does not. Now, nothing to worry about until she doesn't know whether she's coming or going, whether she's in the TV or not in the TV, and whether her refrigerator is chasing her or not. This is really well done to present us with something that is more complex than just kids rebelling and getting out of control, or even older people pulled in. We get all of this in the scope of the film, and watching this older lady get pulled into this through what seems like a doctor gave it to me, it's for a diet, and how it ends up driving her completely insane and burning out her brain, essentially. It's a fabulous movie. I've watched it a couple times over the years, but man, is it depressing. It's not broken up with any sort of the fun stuff, though it, like Fear and Loathing is, there's nothing really funny in it. There are some better times than others, and there's some passion there, and they seem happy, at least when they are using together. But watching all of this spiral down, it is so well done. It is an incredible film. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. Right now it's on Tubi for free. I feel like I'm advertising for them, but it's on Tubi with commercials. Check it out. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.